Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Peter, and let me start out by saying welcome to some rather unusual surroundings, but I'll explain about this later. In today's video, I'll test the Lothar Walter barrel in my FX Impact M3. And actually the test will be divided into two videos. So in this first video, I'll test the slugs in the 13 grain range, meaning that I'll test the H&Ns, the Sands, and the JSB Knockouts. I'll start out by testing them at 34 meters and test them at which velocity they perform the best. So I'll start as low as 870 feet per second, and for some of the slugs all the way up past 1000 feet per second. And after having done that, I'll know at which velocity the slugs performs the best. So when this is done, I'll extend the range to this place, to a range that is indoors and at 61 meters. So you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but the target is down there, and I'll set up my table like 12 meters behind the camera there. So that's 61 meters. But before we start the shooting, let's talk a little bit about the barrel. The barrel that I chose is a 605 millimeter Lothar Walter barrel, and choosing these barrels is a bit of a challenge if you don't know what it's all about. So actually I started by asking the internet to see which barrel to choose, and I can tell you I got advice on all the barrels. So this tells me that either the barrels are very good or people are have different opinions about what an accurate barrel is. But anyway, I came across correspondence that one of my friends has had with Dr. Lothar Walter himself, and he basically said that it's a good idea just to test them all to see which one fits the best if you're shooting slugs. So yeah, I had to choose a barrel, so I followed my intuition, saying that there are two different kinds of rifling. There is this traditional with 12, I don't know if it's called grooves or what it is, but anyway, that one is mainly for pellets, or that's what I've been told. And then there's the polygon barrel with 6 grooves that is shaped quite different. And then you can choose with or without the choke. So thinking about the liner that I'm usually shooting, my FX liner, the heavy liner, it is a choke liner. And if you look at other rifles, like for instance Daystate, they are shooting Lothar Walter barrels in their guns, and they also have what they call a light choke on theirs. So I actually decided to go with the polygon barrel with the choke. So that's the reason. If this is the right one, we'll know when I'm done with the test, and I will not rule out that I'll try the unchoked version as well at some point. Looking at the barrel, you can see it here. This is how it looks when you get it. So in order to make it fit an FX Impact M3, you'll have to do some machining. And if you're interested in this, I'll get back to it after the testing. But where to get a barrel like this, because you can't buy them directly from Lothar Walter, so you have to find some distributor. So the one that I reached out to was, I'll try to pronounce it in Dutch, because it's a Dutch company. It's called db-schietsport. It means db-schietsport, or in Danish db-schietsport. But anyway, here's their banner, and I'll leave a link to their webpage in the description of this video. They are very professional, very kind, and they have barrels in stock ranging from 177, 22, 25, 30, and 35. So there's all the barrels you need there. So if you have any questions or you want a barrel, this is the way, or this is the place to get a Lothar Walter barrel here in Europe. But let's start out with the testing at 34 meters. And yeah, let's start out with the H&Ns at 34 meters at the different velocities. I'll speed up the process because it's a lot of shots to be shot. So in order not to make this video too long, I've speeded up the process and taken myself out of the picture. So this is how the test of the H&Ns went at 34 meters. And back with the target from that test, it looks like this, or yeah, let me fill the whole frame here with it. You can see that I started out at 870 feet per second and worked my way up to 975. The best grouping that I had was at 895 feet per second, and I shot a group of 9.5 millimeters there. So this means that when I am going to test the H&Ns here on 61 meters, I'll try to hit these 895 feet per second. But before I start shooting, I'll try to do some fine tuning and test where in that range I get the best velocity. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure that I'll perform the test at this exact velocity. But anyway, with the test of the H&Ns, let's move on to the sands. And back with the result from the test of the sands, it looks like this. You can see that I started out at 880 feet per second and worked my way up to just past 1,000 at 1,009. And the best grouping that I got, you can see that the groups are actually very similar throughout the whole range, but the best grouping that I got with the sands were at 982 feet per second. So the same goes for the sands as with the H&Ns. When I start shooting here at 61 meters, I'll focus on the velocity just around 982 feet per second. But let's take the last one and take a look at how it went with the JSB Knockouts at 34 meters. And the test of the JSB Knockouts looks like this. I tested them from 889 feet per second and all the way up to 1,012. The best grouping that I got was a 8mm group at 978 feet per second. And I actually forgot to mention before with the sands that the group size of the best group with those were also around 8 millimeters. So with this test, this part of the test done, let's move the whole thing back behind the camera and start the shooting at 61 meters. And let's start out with the 13 grainers from H&N. But before I start shooting here at 61 meters, I just want to show you the range and the place that I'm actually been allowed to shoot. It's because there's a friend of mine whom I've been helping with about some tuning and stuff, and he has this place, his workshop, and he's allowed me to get in here. And when you get the permission to go to a 61 meter indoor range with no wind, no rain, no nothing, you just accept and say yes. But anyway, this is the range. I'll just move the camera ahead. It is absolutely amazing. Look at these parts right here. That's amazing. But then moving on through the range, through this huge workshop, you can see, yeah, there's no light in here, but I hope you can make it out anyway. But then here on the back wall, we put up some wooden pieces, and this is where I'll place the targets. So yeah, what do you think about that? a range like that? I mean, that's just spectacular. And actually, I've also been allowed to use this when I'm testing the heavier slugs, and in case that I want to test something else, this is a place that I can use basically whenever I want. So thank you so much, Eigil, for letting me use this place. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. That was not too bad. There was one in the beginning that was a bit high, but anyway, it looked pretty good. Let's go and measure it up. And this is the target from the H&Ns here at 61 meters. As you could see, it was a 5-shot group, and the group size of this was 2.4 centimeters. I'm not going to go into whether it's good or not. I'm just going to compare the results to each other, and then you can determine for yourself if this is a laser or this is rubbish. But anyway, this 2.4 centimeter group was the result of the H&Ns that I actually ended up shooting at the exact same velocities as I discovered were the best at 34 meters. But yeah. Let's move on and check out the JSB Knockouts. And this is the result with the JSB Knockouts. It is a 5-shot group of 2.2 centimeters, so just a little bit tighter than the ones that I shot with the H&Ns. For this one, I also ended up with the velocity that the first part of the test showed, so it was just around 980 feet per second. So let's move on to the last slug, the 13 grainers from Sand. This is what I love about shooting sands. Let's go and measure it up. And as you can see, I think we found a winner of the test. The group looks like this, and it is actually a 9.5 millimeter group here at 61 meters. And I just said before, I'm not gonna say if anything is spectacular or if it's not, but I would say anyway, below 1 centimeter at 61 meters, that is a pretty impressive result. So to conclude the test, I think we found the winner in the 13 grainers from SAN. As for the settings on my gun and comparing those to what I've been using when I'm shooting the FX liners, they are almost identical. So I have the regulator at 104 bar. It's not like because there's a choke on this barrel, you need to crank up the regulator like a whole lot to get the same velocities as with an FX liner. And to talk a little bit about how to machine the barrel to fit an FX impact, this is the explanation. As you can see here, this is the muzzle of the barrel. It's been machined to look exactly like the muzzle on an FX liner when you have the jam nut tied up. So by doing this, you can either attach a shroud or you can fit the barrel tensioner system that I have attached here. And talking about the barrel tensioner system, it's not necessarily to tension the barrel. To me, it's more to be able to fit a moderator. And because this barrel tensioner system from FX is just, it fits right on here, I just chose to do it in this way so that I can mount my moderator. In the breech end, I sadly don't have a picture of the liner because I was so much in a hurry to install the transfer port and get it installed in my gun, so I completely forgot to take a picture. But the way that I machined this end of the barrel was to look exactly like the one on an FX liner. So with the threads copied completely, you can just mount a dual hole transfer port from Humor, for instance. And because I've shot this transfer port so much and know it so well, I chose to do it in this way. And as you can see, the barrel has been machined down, because when you get this barrel, at least, it was 16 millimeters in diameter. So I machined the whole thing down, or it sounds like I did it. I had some guy doing it for me, of course, and he machined the whole thing down to just below 14 millimeters, actually 13.8 millimeters from the muzzle and down to around where the block starts. And where the block starts, you want to machine it down even further, because the transfer port itself is 13.65 millimeters, and to be able to fit the barrel to the rear block here, you need the barrel to be no bigger than that. So I actually machined it down to 16.6 millimeters to make it fit, and it just slides in perfectly. So those are the explanations for the barrels. I don't have anything more to say about it. So yeah, you can ask me anything, but I'm pretty sure that I won't be able to help you. But you are very welcome to share your experiences on how to make a Lothar Walter fit into an impact in the comment section below. So the conclusion of this test, even though we're not done yet because we still need to test the 15 and the 16 grainers, is that the 13 grainers is definitely showing some potential, and I would say that they would show the potential to shoot some of the best groups that I've ever shot with the 13 grain sands if I took the gun out to 100 meters. But yeah, I just might have to do that when the weather gets better. So with that said, that is the end of the first part of the test. I hope you liked it, and if you did, and if you want to watch the next part of the test, remember to hit that subscribe button right out over there to get a notification when I release the next video. So that was it for today. So until next time, take care and shoot safe.